says you're live. So, is it on? Is it on? I don't know. It's 0 people. Yeah. They can all. Does your hair get stuck in the thing? Let's see.
Oh, are they live?
Yeah, we have nobody joining us, so we're all here. Hello, say hello, everyone. I forgot we're actually really recording. So this live thing is new to us.
Has anybody got an email notification yet?
No.
Oh, we got one person. Somebody's on.
Somebody's on.
That's me.
Who's on? That's you.
That's me.
Say hello to yourself. There we go. Oh, Connie's here. Connie, hi, Connie.
Oh, yay. Hi, Connie.
Okay, we got people joining. Just hang out for a few minutes and then we'll do something.
Okay.
I mean, definitely.
Watching us in real time, while we look in real time. That's
I'm used to seeing you this big.
I'll turn it off.
But you know, I'm used to seeing all of you this big.
Yeah, the little tiny little face.
Okay, we don't need the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Get off Wi-Fi.
Hello. Okay, I think we can share this later, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Should be able to. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, then this is the official introduction. Hello to everybody else who's sitting at home watching this.
Yes.
We have a quite large group of patients here as well. I would introduce you to all of them, but then this would be an hour and a half.
They said hello earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're good.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We should do
Where
a
do you
couple
wanna
of
go?
introductions first.
Yes. Oh, we have our crew, our crew, everybody.
So this is Dale is the girl.
Justin's the boy.
Yes. Oh, and then this is Francisco. Say hello. Yes.
Meet you.
Okay. So Dale and Justin will be joining us for a month. Francisco here is just joining us to Mexico, only like a week to 10 days.
But you'll be happy to know. You'll be happy to know he's a fisherman.
Yeah. But no pressure.
I know, right?
Look, you can't do any worse than we've already been doing.
It could be.
Yeah, it could be. So in our next video, I was just trying to finish it this morning, and I couldn't do it. It's just too complicated. We lost all of our line. You're gonna really hate us after this one, and our fishing skills.
Yeah, it was pretty much the mother fail of all the fishing. So yeah.
So that's the last fishing we have to deal with until we actually set sail to
I
Panama.
have one that's worse.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Chihuahua. 3 weeks ago, we caught a mahi about 30 pounds or so.
Yeah.
We brought to the boat, and my friend missed the gaff 5 times.
Oh.
And then ended up
Got
away.
Oh, okay.
I think that beats.
Okay, cool. So that's our first people who will be joining us. So you'll see them in the first video of leaving Fort Lauderdale here.
We have some other patrons here that are joining us as well, so you'll see them eventually.
Yep, we'll give you a proper introduction maybe later. Okay, so I was thinking we should take
To the boat.
yeah. Everybody feels like getting wet.
Oh, yes. I got my bathing suit in my purse.
Perfect. A prepared woman right there. I like that.
Are you sure you don't want to postpone to the boat?
Okay, well, let's see here. Okay, well, how many of us are there even here?
So we originally planned to have the event at the boat, and there's like a Lagoon 440 behind us, and then our Leopard to the one side. So we were gonna have it like between these two boats and have a tent on the dock. But rain delayed us, so the boat is still on the hard, so it's not in the water, and it's dirty, like super dirty. But it'll give everyone kind of a good insight to what life's like on the hard in service. Here at lovely Just Catamarans.
Yes.
Really? throw Ken under the bus.
Oh yeah, okay. So that should be our next introduction. Should be Ken. Yep. You've all seen this guy. Everybody gets Ken. He's the hostess with the mostest today, and also the best broker in the world, considering we came in to buy like $150,000 boat, and he sold us a $250,000. So if you want to buy something, do not contact Ken. If you want to sell something, definitely contact Ken.
Look at all the likes.
He already has a big enough ego, people. I'm gonna block him with my head.
Not possible.
So we'll go ahead and fully embarrass Kent because we can't in front of all of you, but you know how much work this is. And Kent has been like a huge mentor, like what was supposed to just be a broker and this person that you usually end up not liking by the end of the deal has become family to us. He helps us out tremendously. So any skills, anytime we succeed, you can pretty much thank Kent. Every time we fail, we totally blame Kent.
Yeah.
We feel like he's taught us everything we know. He's been a huge support, so definitely a big thanks to Kent.
Can we take your money?
Yeah.
Gladly
Still
accepts.
wrapping it up, right? Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. He doesn't want us to leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. What should we do next then while we the drizzle?
This is why we edit videos, so you don't have to watch this stuff.
All right, so hold on. Since you're at home, if anybody has a, we'll do like somebody have a watch on. What time is it?
240.
2:40. Okay, so for 10 minutes, well, you can do like a rapid fire
Oh, yeah.
Q&A.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How's everybody feel about
Okay,
that?
that sounds good.
Do we want to like squish in here
Yeah,
a little
let's
bit more? I
let's
feel like
move the
there's
table.
people out
We'll
in
move
on
the
hall.
table here. Does it disconnect? Don't spill the booze.
Don't spill the booze.
This is a tea party.
I know. Yes, this is a tea party.
Somebody brought alcoholic tea.
That's the best kind of tea.
That's right. Okay.
Okay, so how does this make sense? So do we have to reach the camera?
Okay. All right. So is everybody kind of in here at least now? Some less in the hallway. Okay.
Where do we stand?
All right. Well, we have to be somewhere in here.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So they're gonna ask us questions behind
Okay,
us.
so did Jason toss anything the crew brought on boat yet?
Oh.
Oh,
No, they literally showed up and they had to drop off their crap in the boat that's dirty as dirty can be, and then they got taken to some random person's house.
but they were on a trip to the Bahamas actually right before this, so they were already prepared for just
Oh, yeah.
backpacking essentially. They were on a boat on a you can tell your
65 feet.
65 feet.
boat. Scuba
65,
boat.
yeah. And so you were on there with how many people?
There was 24 people, so we had like bunk beds and roommates. It was awesome.
And how many bathrooms on our heads?
Two
heads.
Heads working for 20
Two heads.
If you come on board with us, trust me, it'll be much nicer.
Yeah.
And we're getting scuba gear, I think, because they're scuba certified, we're scuba certified, and they
Yes.
dive a lot. So we're gonna pony up
Hopefully.
more money to do the scuba thing. It's gonna be worth everything.
Yes. So no, they came very well
Minimized.
condensed. Yes.
Okay. Now you
Okay.
gotta-
Another question. Somebody.
No. Okay, one from here.
Okay.
Oh, they're all on the spot. How's my seasickness? Okay, so I got seasick one time,
Yeah.
only one time on the Lagoon 380. I think it was a 380. 410. 410. Thanks, Ken. So here's where it gets really kind of scary is the fact that it was beating against the stream and the wind was coming against the stream. So we're literally the worst conditions possible. And when we leave here, we're going to be beating against the stream, against the wind, on our way to Mexico. So, sorry guys. I might not even be alive the whole time.
I got a solution for that.
Oh, good.
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Yes. Okay. So that is one reason we really liked Francisco
Oh,
is
yes.
because he is a paramedic EMT.
Oh, yeah, and the fisherman.
And a fisherman, so he had a lot of ticks in his favor. Whereas, like, oh, he can save us when we screw stuff up. What are you leaving, and when are you leaving, and what's your itinerary?
Kent? Kent says we should just live at the dock and put out some pot plants and just buy a little car and just live here.
Yeah. So the idea would be is that we finish up the boat this week, and hopefully are able to leave later this week, maybe this weekend, but we shall see.
Oh, pot plant is South African for just plants and potter.
Now you know why.
Yeah. Gotta get to Costa Rica quick. One more here.
Yeah. Anybody, fire away.
We know it all already.
How are you comparing your RV travels, across America and stuff, and now these new travels, adventures you're embarking on?
New RV travels compared to our new sailing travels is the question.
Yeah. It's so different. It's
Yeah.
so drastically different. I feel like we could so quickly get to these really epic places in the RV, right? Like that's the beauty of wheels and a motor. Sailing is so slow, but you enjoy the journey along the way. Driving for us in the RV was fun-ish, but sometimes it also just gets long and boring when the highway looks the same the whole time. Not that the ocean doesn't, but it's just such a different challenge, I suppose.
But the highway's not going to get you seasick.
Or it's dangerous.
It'll get your car.
Well,
sick,
depending,
exactly.
we're far
Good
more,
point, yes.
statistically, we're far more likely
To
to
die.
die in a car accident in that RV than we are out on the sea on the boat. So, yeah.
And we can, so I guess the biggest difference is we can make water, we can catch fish, and we can get exercise like swimming and paddling and snorkeling and scuba. So there's a whole different world that 7 years in the RV was amazing, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But
And I'd easily go back to it, or I would
Yeah.
definitely road trip through another country for sure, because it's the only way to see the interior.
yeah.
So right now it's like we're skirting edges of everything,
Yeah.
but you don't. If you want to go inland, you still got to rent a van or do
And
something.
the RV, we call it, it's like our vessel, and so we used it to get to the places. We didn't really care so much about the RV, and we feel like the sailboat's the same. It's our vessel to get to these islands that are impossible to get to.
The stuff
So-
that we couldn't do in the RV, I
Yeah.
guess for us, we love them both. So it's just kind of like, all right, when we're in the boat, we see everything you can't see when you're in an RV. When we're in an RV, we go see everything you can't see when you're on the boat. So.
Yeah, put the RV on the boat. There you go.
Now
Buy a
you're
bigger
thinking.
boat. Now he's talking like Kent. There is a button here.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Okay.
What was the biggest maintenance item that you had to have done
Oh,
on Curiosity?
on Curiosity this
round.
The biggest maintenance item this round.
The kid's pretty hot.
The kit?
Just so everybody knows, I'm staying in his house and I know where he's sleeping.
Jason is going to let you know about that.
Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah. So we have
Well, I don't know. Kent does our invoice. What is
Yeah.
our biggest?
probably the standing rigging is up there, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be like $8,000. Literally, the materials alone are like $6,000. So
Yeah.
it's not like they're upcharging us a lot.
No.
And that's not even Kent, that's somebody else. We are doing nav gear, all new navigation equipment, because
That's
our
it.
chart plotter is basically no
Gone.
good. Our chart plotter and our radar. So it's kind of important before going out into the great wide ocean. And that's probably like $15,000.
Yeah.
And then
It's hefty.
there was
Really?
one more expensive thing.
Running rigging, and then I feel like the other big thing we are doing is the props, which those aren't
Props.
as expensive, but
Yeah.
it's still.
$7,000.
Jason got the feathering props he's been wanting,
Yeah.
and I say that like I'm
got
not
all the
approving,
free,
but
It's almost, yeah. There's another broker back there. You can see his head. He's back there somewhere. It's worth every penny.
Get two. Oh, you need
Solar. Oh, we redid our solar, so I'm excited to share that with everyone. It's
Yeah.
much nicer. But that's yeah, that wasn't anywhere as expensive as the other stuff.
no.
All right, one more question.
More about the composting toilet.
Composting toilet. Oh, there you go.
How's that working out?
So okay, so we've had the composting toilets
For like 5 or
5
so
years?
years.
Okay, so the composting toilets, once you've used the composting toilet and you get used to it, it really, using a regular toilet, I can't believe we're having potty talk right now. Okay,
You love talking about.
so the composting toilet, I think, going back and using a regular toilet, to me, feels gross.
Yeah.
No, I know,
Yeah.
right? Not the thing, but I guarantee you ask anybody else, and if you look through the comments on the composting toilet page, you'll see everybody else is like, oh my gosh, I would have never thought. But it is, because everything is
dry.
Not to get graphic, but when you go in a normal toilet, it just sits there and it ferments the smell.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen
in a compost toilet. It drops down and there's a fan sucking all the smell out, and it's like
It's in its own little like chamber, so it seems it's even more separated than a regular toilet. And so for me, and just the idea of black tanks and sewage in general is a nasty thing.
That's on board.
yeah.
Yeah.
That stinks the whole.
Anybody with a boat can tell you that has it in their head.
Oh,
At
it's
some point,
disgusting.
or at most points, it smells.
But you go into
Right? You still have one
We
regular
have
toilet?
two composting heads, and one flush.
yes.
Not the pump flush. I would get rid of that. Those went right away.
Yeah.
We got the button, the macerator thing.
Right, so that was already on the boat. So Jason didn't want to remove that because he was really concerned about, well, what's it going to be like in compost medium when we're in these really remote areas? And since we've been out on the islands, we've decided we're buying a machete because there's so many coconuts on some of these islands. We will make our own.
It's only gonna take like 3 days. I mean, how much is your time, Mark? Hacking away at coconuts for 3 days.
But that's
In theory, that's like the dream.
So I think depending on how it goes, we'll probably end up eventually swapping out even the push button toilet.
Is the stream breaking up for anybody else? Sorry, Kent's internet apparently is pretty slow.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Right? No, us never. No, of
Come on, we're
course.
just talking about composting.
We got married, we started a family, and I know you probably hear stuff from your parents. I don't know, like, what's your take on, family?
Kids.
Or,
Baby's on board.
What's your
Baby's
take
on
on
board.
having a baby?
So baby's on board, and are we gonna have children? So we've kind of always just assumed we would one day have kids, but we also have talked about we're gonna eventually. I'm gonna age out. To be honest. I'm gonna be past my prime. So we've always talked about adopting children, but adopting children when you live the lifestyle that we do is not gonna happen. Just to be completely honest. So until we decide to settle down and stop traveling, I don't know that kids are a possibility for us. And that's just.
Kitties are good.
Kids are overrated
Yeah.
anyway.
That
That's the man with the kid over there. We're in another boat. Yeah, we'll pull him behind a different boat. We'll throw him in the dinghy. Yeah. It's great. We're doing this on an iPhone, so the questions are going by really fast, and I don't know how to. I've never had an iPhone before,
yeah.
so I don't know.
We've gone over to the dark side.
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah. It's the only one that has the apps for navigation.
Oh, maybe it's the more button here. Hold on. See, don't you love being...
All right, one more question over here, since the.
So do you guys get claustrophobic or
Oh, it's the
bored?
comment button.
Do we get claustrophobic or bored?
I know you lived in an RV, which is small too, but
It's much easier
Oh,
in
you
an
had
RV
it
to
show.
step out
Yeah.
in the middle of a forest or you're by a river. The only time I get
Oh, that's it?
frustrated with the boat is when it's
Someone just
blowing
asked where everyone's
30
from.
something
I saw that
knots
question.
and
Where
we
who?
can't
Where everyone is
dinghy
from.
Oh, okay.
anywhere. You can't go out and you're stuck and you can't be outside, so you're literally stuck inside. But we usually just edit video, and which is fine. But then by day 3 of editing video, I'm like,
Yeah. Okay, so one person asked where everybody is from. And so I think there's probably a bunch of people that are from all around the world. Yep, Mexico, all kinds of people can be, let's see, Washington State. I wish we had a bigger screen.
I know.
Okay, so everybody here though, so some people are local to Florida, but some people have really come a long way. We've got Michigan. I know. Okay, where else is from out of state?
Savannah.
Georgia, Savannah,
California.
Dubai. You want to see the people from Dubai, don't you?
Dedicated.
Just saying
Come
words.
on. It's a very small group of people.
Nashville.
Living on YouTube.
Nashville, have you
Oh,
been
yeah?
to Crema Coffee? Just saying, Nashville. All right, we're pulling up the iPad with the other questions.
Oh,
Or the kitties.
Where are the kitties?
Thank you, Joe.
Yes. The kitty cats are actually at Kent's house. Kent's letting us stay at his house. We were going to have the party there, but then we thought, all the ladies would keep asking if he's married. So
Yeah.
they should know what where his address is.
Just so everybody knows, Kent is married. Her name is Belinda, and she's beautiful and exotic. And I say that because she's probably at home watching.
Yeah, I was gonna say. She's crazy. That lady is crazy.
So every time we have Kent in a video, we end up getting a lot of YouTube comments that are like, "Woo, Kent's hot. Is he married?" So of course, Belinda's sitting at home going, "Yes, he is married. He is married." Yeah.
We're a live chat here.
Okay, here we go. We got a live chat now.
Nice.
Look at this. This is not an endorsement. Okay, video's working. Oh, great. Can you tell us?
Sure.
The next question was, is Nikki baking cookies?
Oh.
Not at the moment.
See, we had planned on doing it on the boat at the dock, and we were going to do all this stuff, and it was going to be, but we roll with the punches, and everybody seems to be okay with that.
Oh, yeah, their fruits are delicious. Very
There you
fresh.
go.
Yes,
And
and
it's healthier.
it's healthy.
Yeah.
Who wants to pack on the pounds? You can't sail when you're,
You don't want to see me in a bikini when I've got a gut, right?
We have a question from Dan Grant.
Dan Grant. Hey, Dan.
Dan Grant.
What's the protocol for when you spear fishing and the shark approaches?
Run!
What's the protocol for shark approaching? Yes, Nikki actually speared, it's in the next video. She spears her first fish,
Yeah.
and we didn't capture it on video because we were really frustrated, but you will tell the story.
Yeah. Okay, so here we were, scoping it out, and I see a shark come by. It's a bull shark.
Yeah,
and he's big.
Really, really big bull shark.
Yeah, he's a big guy. But, for a lot of the other sharks that have been swimming by us, they get really curious and they want to come and check you out. It's a little uncomfortable. But this guy just cruised right
Cruised
on
by,
past.
gave us a look, and then just kept on going.
Yeah, he was not interested. We were just totally just like whatever. He kept going. It had been like 10, 15 minutes at least. I hadn't seen him again. He seemed to have just gone past. So I thought, oh, okay, I'm good to go because I see this fish down there that I want, and I think I can go down and get it. So sure enough, I go down, I spear the fish, and I have the kind that actually releases. So he's still on a string, but he's flailing around. And it was my first fish to get on that sling, so I was not prepared for the fight that was about to happen. So he's like struggling, and I'm holding on to this thing, and I'm down there, and now I need to get back up. And so I start kicking really hard, trying to drag this fish to get him up out of the water, because you got to get him up out of the water so they don't.
Yeah, so the sharks don't come.
So the sharks don't come. So here I am, and I kick so hard with one of my feet, and I get a massive cramp in my calf.
no.
So then I've got a fish flailing around, and then I grab my other hand, I'm holding on to my calf.
I'm
and
underwater going, what are you doing?
Because Jason's like, what are you, come on,
She
get
pops
us
up, cramp! So I grab the bowl and I just fly as fast as I can. I'm like, okay, I gotta get back to the boat.
He finally grabbed the spear, and he's holding the fish up, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I got this cramp, I can't swim. And then I look down at my leg, and there is the bull shark. No joke, like at my feet. And I absolutely panicked. So I pop my head right back up, I yell shark.
There goes the cramp.
And the cramp magically disappeared. No longer hurt. And in the video I say we ran. And you don't think you can run underwater? I guarantee you. It is possible, and I did it. There was no even climbing up onto the dinghy. It was like straight launch.
I don't know if I should feel bad as her husband, but I didn't look back. But granted, I had the shark in my, I had the fish in my, and so I was trying to save her too. Another question from here?
Did you get the AC working on your batteries?
Did we get the AC
Yes.
working on the batteries? Yes. And the whole idea was we wanted to share in order.
The
technology in order. So here's
How
our
it all
battery
works,
bank,
yeah.
and then how it charges, and then what we can run off of it. So we wanted to tell this complete story. And it turns out our inverter, the brand I won't mention, is not so great, and they have 0 customer service. So I couldn't call anybody. It was literally call a tech, and you call a tech at a local shop, and they just want to sell you a new one.
You've already said who it is.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is, it's not Masterbolt.
Masterbolt. I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna say it, but yeah. They have 0 tech support, so you can't call in and talk to anybody. But now we've got a new inverter that was just installed, and we will do that video next.
Yeah, I'm sure their newer stuff is fine
I'm
or
sure.
whatever,
Yeah.
but it's just that one that we have.
It was still a brand new shunt and a brand new like monitor and everything, and they went out and.
It just is not working. So anyway, we fixed that. So now that we have that fixed, we can continue on with the story. But for the air conditioning, yes, we installed the soft starts. Well, we didn't install. Mateo, the guy from the company, came over and installed. Because you've seen our how-to videos.
Yeah.
Us and electrical wires, not a good idea. Even when Kent's around, he's like, yeah, sure, put that metal screwdriver in there. He likes he's the school of hard knocks. He's like, yeah, just see what happens.
Okay, next question from YouTube.
John Gore wants to know about the differences in the cruising and RV communities and which you prefer.
Ooh.
I think we answered that one kind of already, or no?
The communities. I think
The communities?
Damn, communities. Hey, Technomadia.
No, are they there?
Yeah, they're there.
No, hi,
No, that's us.
They did say hi though. They are on.
They did.
Oh, they are on, yeah. So Chris and Sheree from Technomadia. If you don't know who they are,
Yeah, they're much better electrical than us.
you want to know about anything electrical, ask them. Yeah, absolutely. You can find them at technomadia.com.
The community in the RV versus the boating, and actually they just bought a boat too. They're in a power boat and they're gonna do the loop, which is cool. The community is pretty darn similar.
I think so, which actually I would love, Chris and Sheree, if you don't mind saying, do you feel that they're similar? Because for us, we feel like, coming from the RV world, we feel it's still very close-knit and everybody looks after each other, and yeah, it's very much a community. If not, maybe a tad hair stronger, just because when you're out there and you need a part, you can't run down to the store and go get it. People have to, I think she just...
Agreed, very similar.
Agreed, very similar, okay.
There you go.
So yeah, I think they're
It
both
seems like the
pretty
sailors drink more. I really.
Driving as much.
Because you're not driving as much from the broker. Yeah,
good. Yeah.
They also just said that boaters look after each other a bit more, especially since it's easier to crash into each other.
Yeah.
Was that from Chris and Sheree? Yeah.
There's no brakes on a boat, so yeah, you really got to keep an eye on your neighbor.
Yeah.
Hong Kong rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone? One more question. We got one more.
Pilots.
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 Oh, pirates.
Issues with them.
Pirates. We have not had issues with pirates, and I know it does happen, but it's not very common.
No. So there's a website, Noon site.
It's called Noon, N-O-O-N.
Right,
site.
like noon, the time of day. Noon site.
It's impossible to navigate if you don't.
But you know what? It's a free resource, and they share a ton of information about every single country, almost every anchorage. So if there is a report of piracy and it was logged and there is a report, then they will have it on there. You can see for years past, they'll tell you in there, avoid this area. It's not recommended right now to go to X coast of Venezuela, whatever the case may be. So the information is out there, but if you look at the cases, it's very, very little. I mean, the truth of it is, quite honestly, you're far more likely to get burglarized or broken into your own home than you are going to be out on the water, even with pirates and the stuff that's out there. I mean, the people that live in the next neighborhood are more likely, far scarier than the people that we meet out on the water.
Yeah.
Are you protected?
Are we protected? Yeah, that's a good
Are we
question. We
protected?
don't like to talk about that.
Yeah, so
we don't want to give away our
my
secrets.
answer to that is usually like, I will show you where I keep all of my fancy things if you show me where you keep yours. Yeah, because I'm like, yes, let me show you exactly how I set my boat up.
We will never do a video on where our hidey holes are or anything like that because that's bad news.
But I will say that me personally, we have been out to gun ranges, we've fired guns with lots of people. We've never ever felt the need for one personally. We've traveled on the road for 7, 8 years almost.
Texas?
We're from
And we're
Texas.
from Texas.
And we don't eat meat.
We're so
Sorry,
un-American, I know.
So
But
un-Texan.
the thing is for us, we have good faith in humanity, and I can call it naive and call it whatever you want, but we've made it this far. Most people that have a gun never need to use them. I think it's a personal thing. If you feel that makes you feel safer, fine and dandy.
Yeah.
For us, we don't feel the need for it. I don't want to carry one.
We seriously considered it in the RV,
Yeah.
and
We went through that thought process
It
at
was
that
really
time.
tough to say no. But it seemed dangerous in an RV because if you miss, then it goes through the next neighbor's, paper thin trailer and right through their another wall into the other paper thin trailer. So.
Yeah, if you don't practice all the time and you're not properly trained and you're not prepared to use that, we have so many family members that are police officers, military, and everything else, and they say the same thing.
Shoot
Do
to
not
kill.
get a gun unless you are prepared to kill somebody. And I'm just honestly not prepared to kill somebody, even if they're coming after me.
Well, we probably should do one more question.
Yeah.
What about your bikes? Have you
Bikes.
found them useful, not useful?
If anybody wants to buy a folding bike, I have. Nikki already sold hers. Mine's right there on the dock. It's a really nice bike.
Yeah.
There's
So,
Yeah.
what we found is we loved our folding bikes in the RV.
Yeah. And if you live on a dock, or you're like visiting cities, if you're in Wisconsin or on the Great Lakes, it's awesome.
Absolutely. It would be perfect. For us, we've been to these little remote islands. And granted, some of these islands are only 2 miles, 7 miles. Like, you can walk it, no problem. So needing the bicycle hasn't really been a thing. Granted, we're headed to different areas, but it seems to be more of a hassle loading them up and getting them to shore than it seems to be worth it. Because then we get there and we're in these really remote places that don't have perfect roads, so you really need like a mountain bike for most of these roads. Otherwise, it's just a death hazard.
And lots of protection. And if you don't have if you have protection on, then you're gonna stand out like a tourist because none of the locals are wearing like helmets and arm guards and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get either robbed because you look like an idiot, or you're gonna get run over by a car and die. So that's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really that grim, but it kind of is.
It does make you stand out if you're wearing a backpack and you've got a helmet on and a nice bicycle from somewhere else. They're like, ooh, out of towners. Yeah.
Okay, it stopped raining. We're gonna go to the boat real quick.
Yeah.
Everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Roadies, anybody?
Yes.
Yeah? So we'll take a quick break, but you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll all just keep hanging out. Refill your
like it's
glasses,
raining
grab
to
a
me.
snack, and we'll go for a walk.
That's fine.
Oh, that's just a drizzle. That's not a rain.
My umbrella.
So this one right here is more of a sweet tea. If anybody wants like a sweet tea. Yeah. So that one's sweeter. Which one is this one?
That is jasmine. This is more
Yeah, the sweet tea vodka is here, so I have, you can judge everybody who comes right here.
Deny everything.
Smells good. I don't know.
Pure vodka.
What's that?
I don't know, I'm not sure. There's no alcohol though. It's sweet though.
Well, that center console, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's honestly, it was causing stress on them. But even that, it's not a power tool. You can't fit a lot in those. It takes up a huge space. I understand why the previous owner left it. It was almost always just him and his wife. That was it. They didn't parasite here. They didn't do any of that. They were just retired and they did this for fun and they were having a friend. They weren't incredibly adventurous. They say they wanted to be that. So it was a big deal. They loved it. We didn't like that because we do like it. We load up all kinds of crap in that thing, even with our bicycle.
15 minutes of fame right here.
Yeah. Just lightweight, strong, lightweight. And we
Oh, that's over there.
I
don't know if that's sweet tea or not.
One of my they said.
There's sweet tea in the bottle. Jason, let me hook you up.
Alright, because I gotta drink beer.
It just eats it all. Like it's
Let's get some ice in
That
there.
one's slightly sweeter.
we don't use it in our pets.
There's a big difference, you know?
One more, absolutely. I know, we were going to bring you some IPAs, but I thought it's tough to keep that cold. So let's try this instead. This stuff is good, isn't it? Yeah, sure. I've never done anything like this before. I like, as soon as I pulled up here with Sean, I was like, why do I feel like a stalker all of a sudden? I'm like, this is not weird. This is
Go down the next ladder, come back up, and
like,
like, That's for
He's more in tune to the whole YouTube thing because he watches YouTube all the time. But he watches like military history YouTube. That's his thing. He wants to tell you how to mount a 50 cal on your boat in case you're running into some fire.
Have you ever shot one?
It's his birthday yesterday. What I got him for his birthday was a 1917 rifle. So that's
Out in the west from Panama. We can either run all the way up, or we can go up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we joined in
And like up that way. I think that's the problem. Because we feel like we're already like rushing big time to Panama and missing a lot.
I'm excited to see it. My sister, who lives in New Orleans, is her husband's family from they're down on the sugar plantation in Costa Rica. They go down there, they've seen all the volcanoes, the jungles, zip lines, done all that stuff. And you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be phenomenal.
Okay, everyone, here we go. We're gonna go make the pilgrimage down to the boat. So bear with us. It's gonna be boring for just a second. Let me see if I can flip the camera around. That button there. There we go. Okay, so normally we're docked right there where that boat is, and that's where we're gonna have the party. And that's the lagoon that's for sale. That one there. So, okay, guys, shall we? All right. Nikki. All right, we're going down.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I know it's more.
Oh, just since you aren't here, everybody brought stuff. Yummy. Okay. All right. Here we go. Hey, how are you? You're on camera now. Somebody yell at Nikki. She won't stop yapping.
Nikki!
We'll go this way. Is there a person limit on Curiosity? Yes. 10 people maximum, I believe. Yeah, lost the Wi-Fi. There we go. Okay, there we go. We're back. The Wi-Fi actually launches out here, but for some reason it didn't follow us. So you asked if I ever surfed.
Yeah.
We have surfed. We are horrible at it, but we are gonna learn. Do you know how to surf?
Yeah.
Shortboard or longboard?
Both.
Both? I don't know. We'll have the stand-up paddle boards, and I think we'll start with that.
Those are fun.
Then once we get to Costa Rica, we'll probably get a shortboard.
The inflatables are cheaper and easier.
I have to meet you guys there again. Yes, sir.
Oh yes. Ah, jeez. Okay, so this is the yard.
Deep leather.
I want to real slide down this, but I don't.
Yeah.
Because my hair feels yellow.
And it's wet down there, so it would not be a good landing. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so it's just a short walk to the yard down here. Normally we can go through the back way, but we can't right now because everything's locked up. We'll be there in about 2 minutes, so if you need a potty break, go for it. I did say there's a 10-person limit on Curiosity.
I'm gonna report you guys going out during the
How shaky is the footage? If anybody can hear me, it'd be it's supposed to be balanced. Scuba gear, yes, definitely scuba gear. Not bad at all. Okay, great. We're just testing this iPhone out, so.
If you're not from here and you come to
Thanks, guys. I'm trying to walk stably.
Yeah.
We're gonna freak out security here. They're gonna go, what the heck is going on? There she is. Still no mast. New bottom paint. Got a window out. She looks pretty bad, but she'll be in the water in hopefully a week.
Are those trampolines on the front?
Uh-huh. Pepsi endorsement. Oh. Somebody saw the Pepsi sign back there. Oh, man. Okay, I'll show you up here real quick and you can see how dirty it is. It's pretty darn gross. There you go. Hey everybody! Nikki. So when should we end the live stream?
Well, I think we'll do the boat tour and then we'll say adios for now.
Are you gonna you're gonna take people inside?
Well, I don't know about inside, but at least outside. Inside's kind of scary.
Scary.
Yeah.
The ladder's very dangerous, yes.
Yeah. We're just a motorboat. Maybe we'll just say forget about it, go join Chris and Sheree and just do the Great Loop.
Where you going?
I don't know. Where
Are you trying to hide from the camera?
All right. So we're doing running rigging, standing rigging. Everybody know what those things are? Yep. Anybody not know what those things are? Okay. So standing rigging is
the lines behind you that hold up that boat.
Yeah. All the
mast. Right, Technomadia? That's not funny.
Okay, and then we have no props right now. Wow. Because that's where the new feathering props will go. So they would be on already, but you know, catamaran's kind of slow.
Gotta speed things up, eh?
We'll blame Ted for that.
So there's security.
We might get
Yeah. Yeah. Now they know who we are.
Obviously we had to have our bottom painted, and we have this lovely piece, which I won't try to explain because I'll say it wrong.
Hit bottom. Checking colors.
What happened?
We didn't do that.
Yeah, we did not do that.
We sold them the boat with that damage and we didn't get a cross off.
Jason, you want Justin?
That's good.
Oh yeah.
No, we had some delamination.
Handing over to Justin.
So delamination is what caused that, because there was just like a little hole, and we noticed that last time we were on the hard, there was little bits of water dripping out. It was just a drip, and that's where we found it. And Kent was like, "Oh no, you're not gonna sink. It's fine. Just go ahead and go to the bottom." So.
Can you guys hear us over there? It'll take them a minute.
What did they say?
Just making sure. Where the sling picks us up every single time, it just rips. So Kent has told us how to keep it from happening. So we're gonna fix this. Oh, we got rub rails.
Yeah.
So those silly things are like $2,500.
$2,500.
But for me, $3,000. Of course. And the guy comes out, and you think it's just a rub rail. How could it be $3,000? everything's so.
Everything is
Everything.
expensive.
It
Yeah.
adds up quick.
But so while we were out and we were coming into the dock when his family was in town, and of course we had his sister on fender duty, but they've never been on a boat before. And as we were coming in, we were getting a little close, and she couldn't get around the stanchion in time to put the fender down, which would have been fine. It was just a wooden pylon, but there was a nail sticking out.
Not that far.
So of course, right into the side. So of course she immediately starts crying, feels horrible, and we're, we're just like, oh, it's just boating,
It's okay.
crap happens.
I'll give you $100 to fix it. It's above the water.
I'll take a check.
That's above the water line. It's fine.
There you go. Yeah. So, but that was the moment where we were like, man, it really. And if that would have, been a concrete dock, we would have rubbed up against it. That would have been a nightmare. So, and Kent tried to tell us before we left. He's like, I keep telling you.
Rub rails.
Rub rails, rub rails. And we just thought, oh, broker, upsell.
Yeah.
So we were like, no, couldn't do it. We just felt we're feeling the money too much. We copped out. Sure enough, after that happened, we thought that would have avoided that problem. And how many more times will this happen to us? So that was kind of our indication of like $2,500 is a pretty cheap peace of mind considering the damage we could do that would cost far more money. All it takes is one mistake. So anyway, rub rails.
Rub rails.
Yeah.
What else is happening?
Enclosure
These are
looks
the.
great.
What's that?
The enclosure looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, that's like the previous owner did that. It's held up. We had to repair it. It was only a couple $100 to repair it, but Kent said they cost like
They're expensive.
$5 or.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, but it really
6,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I cannot imagine when people buy a new boat and they don't put one on. It's crazy.
Yeah.
On a rainy day.
Most people aren't willing to spend the money, and honestly, without experiencing it, I would have been the same way. I've been like, you want a 10 grand? Absolutely not. You people are crazy.
For a 10.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it
for
feels
10,
like.
yeah.
But now after having it, if I ever had a different boat and it didn't have one, I'd be like, here's the money, man.
Your skin looks great for being at sea that much.
Well, thank you.
Coconut oil?
No, that would fry if I did that.
No,
at night I
at
do,
night.
yeah. No, but it's mostly just sunscreen like a dog, man. I do the zinc-based stuff.
Really?
Chemicals are bad mojo. So I do a lot of zinc-based sunscreens, and then I wear mineral makeup on my face, again, zinc.
Can't you just get sponsors like with sunscreen?
Yeah, it'd be nice to have
and all
sunscreen
that?
Wouldn't that be nice?
right?
Yeah.
You guys are so extraordinary and
Oh.
love you all. And you have that personality that everybody can fall in love with you on TV.
Aww.
Well, I'll hire you, and you
Oh,
can
yeah,
pitch
I'm
the
a good
sunscreen
marketing
company.
person.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
PR,
Here's
baby.
my card.
All right. Oh, a realtor. So you're practically a
Yeah, you're practically a broker, yeah.
You thought, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. If you don't want the sailing dream, yeah.
So hold on. Repeat your question, because it was really good.
I was wondering about the cost. You're here in this boat yard. It's expensive to have repairs on such a large vessel, and you had your initial cost, and now all these extraordinary costs on top because the boat's a little older.
Yeah.
Would you've taken, if you had known prior, would you have taken the money that you have spent on repairs, added it to your original cost of the boat, and gone with a newer vessel, so you wouldn't have had to run this gamut here of expenses?
And mortgage it a little longer.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So the term for boat is break out another 1,000, but the term for a new boat is nothing ever works. Right? Have you heard that?
Yeah.
I didn't make it up. I heard it somewhere. But yeah, even on a new boat, stuff is always breaking. And yes, it's covered under. Exactly,
Kinda
just
like
like
an
an
RV.
RV. And like the boat here behind us, this 40 is fairly new, and they've always got stuff breaking. And you might buy it for $500,000, so maybe like $100,000 more than what we paid.
But that's bare bones, and that's what.
ACs and upgrading. Like if you wanted to add the tent,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't come with air conditioning. Nothing, right? I mean,
Literally nothing.
right there. I mean, they're empty boats. So it is still a much higher price point. It might, at first glance, only look like $100K more, but it is a much bigger investment. But even still, for us, it's funny, his mom said, when she was just here over Memorial Day weekend, she said, if you would have known this was how expensive it was going to be, would you have done it? We said no. We wouldn't have. Because we would have looked at the numbers and we would have thought, there's no way. We can't make that happen. You can't pull money out of thin air, And we would have just never assumed we could make it work. But, it's that whole thing of like ignorance is bliss. We had, we thought we kind of had an understanding of what we were about to experience, but we really didn't. And everybody just says, take whatever you think it's going to cost and double it. And we thought, well, maybe it's not that extreme. But in hindsight, that's kind of what you need to be prepared for. So if you're going to buy a $100,000 boat, be prepared to spend $200 just in case, And we haven't doubled it, but it is more than we ever anticipated. But somehow, magically, we're still like scraping together. Like I feel like once you're in it, you just do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
And when you want it, you'll just go for it, and that's kind of what's happening.
And we came wanting a Gemini, and when we say we wanted a $100,000 boat, we wanted a Gemini, which is like a 35-foot boat, and it's not really made for offshore. It would have been great for coastal cruising, but
it would, yeah.
Kent took our hand, and we joke about him taking advantage of us, but in all seriousness,
he never laughed at us. He never said like.
And he didn't sell us that boat, because if he would have sold us that boat, that would have been a real problem. Because then we'd be out trying to cross an ocean in this tiny little boat that's not made for that.
But I mean, people do it.
People
Don't
do
say
it.
That.
Yeah, people do it, but it's, I don't know.
It would have been. It's not as comfortable. It would have been a challenge. It's not as blue water ready, I would say. But yeah. So I mean, you can do it.
And when we went to the Bahamas, I'm really excited to share our expenses, because other than some groceries and
that was it.
Well, I think we went out maybe 10 times the entire 6 months, so our expenses are super low. We filled up with fuel maybe once, like completely, and so in that time we were able to save a lot of money that would then pay for this service.
Yeah, so it is amazing how much we saved in that 6 month time period by not spending a lot of money and being at anchor, no daily fees. So our living expenses were super, super low, and that did make a huge difference. But even still, going back, knowing now, I still wouldn't go back and buy a different boat. I'd still buy the same boat. So, yeah.
And unfortunately, Leopard doesn't sponsor us.
No.
Yeah.
But you should
can buy any boat you want. Don't buy this boat.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
In fact, I should say, go buy a different brand and make them mad.
Or go walk up to Leopard's office and leave them all a note. You should be sponsoring the Wynns.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do it.
Yeah. The office is right there.
Yeah. Okay, so anybody else have any questions about the boat? People at home?
We should probably end the live chat now.
We should, but just in case anybody's got a specific.
Rain. What if they want to see a Goonie? Terry, you want to see the boat that Terry's dad lives on? Terry, what are you looking backwards for?
Yeah. So Terry, you may remember, Terry was with us during our sailing school. And his dad is, if any of you follow Impy, Catherine Impy, so that's Terry's dad.
Is it now?
Yeah.
How about that?
And they have a a Lagoon 440, is that what it's called? Yeah. Over there. So if you want to see one real quick, we can bounce over.
Okay.
Can we? Yeah.
Sure.
Says the broker. Sure. Come on.
He's gonna make you trade it in. If you go to a bigger boat, he's gonna make you trade it in.
Exactly.
All right. So before we head off, does anybody else have any questions about the boat specifically? Anything you want to walk around and see?
I have one. Since you lived in it for 6 months, would you consider another brand or size, or just still go with this one?
Another brand or size. I still like our boat. I like our layout.
I like ours better than the Lagoon 440.
But we love Impy. No hard feelings for it. No. I'm sure. Yeah.
FP is the ones we looked at were newer and they were in worse condition, and so that's not really that. Really, this was our only option.
From everything that we saw as far as price point and everything else went, this just kind of kept being the boat that we came back to over and over.
Yeah, and even the Lagoon 440 was like another $50,000.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing with the Lagoon, is it was a bigger price point and a slightly bigger, wider boat is what it felt like, and we wanted to stay as small as we could, but still be comfortable for ocean going.
Kent, what do you say about the Lagoon?
He wants to sell it.
That's a good boat to buy.
For all of you who also follow Impy, that is Kent's cousin.
Oh yeah.
See, all South Africans are related.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Any last?
The last question is, what languages do you two speak?
What I speak Spanglish.
Spanglish. I speak Spanish when I'm there. It just flows back. It floods back. So I'm hoping,
Francisco.
Francisco will get to practice a little bit before we get to Mexico.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
That's a good question. With sailing around part, if you had to pick up another language, what would you think would be the most useful for cruising?
If we had to pick up another language for cruising, I would say it's still the most prominent languages are always Spanish and French. And as we're headed to French Polynesia, that's, we're hoping Dale will work out well for that. She's Canadian. So
French and English.
French and English. So yeah. So there we go. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you. I think everyone for coming. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll post this later.
Maybe it posts on. I don't know. Smoke 'em here.